Here in this video we shall rank the top 10 most destructive Godzilla incarnations, and we will do it by assessing the amount of damage each Godzilla has done over the course of their appearance in their own respective movies. Of course, the Big G is sometimes portrayed as the good guy and as the main villain in others. Nevertheless, he has always caused mayhem wherever he goes, whether to cities, countries or even the planet itself. So, subscribe if you haven't already, remember to hit that like button, and now let's get down with this mayhem. Number 10. Godzilla 1984. On the bottom of this list we have the early Heisei Godzilla of 1984 and 1985. Set as a sequel to the original 1954 movie, a new Godzilla awakens and attacks Japan, more specifically Tokyo. Godzilla first attacks the Ihama nuclear power station in Shizuoka Prefecture and then combats with a Super X weapon and then chases it through several skyscrapers, destroying them, and finally kicks its butt by making another skyscraper falling on top of the Super X weapon. But fortunately, the destruction was ended when Godzilla was lured and trapped inside a volcano. Number 9. Godzilla 1993. Next on the list we have another Heisei Godzilla from the 1993 movie, and it wasn't Tokyo but KYOTO that faced the rage of Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. Well, in the first battle it was seen that Godzilla had the upper hand against the Mecha, and yet on the second one Mechagodzilla won the round only to lose on the last round. It was seen that Godzilla just causes mayhem wherever he goes just by walking through large buildings and taking down skyscrapers and towers in search of Godzilla Jr. And in the final battle, he vaporized an entire stadium and took down a few skyscrapers as well. Number 8. Godzilla 1991. Godzilla from the movie Godzilla vs. Mecha King Ghidorah has the 8th spot, and along with Ghidorah they both destroyed a lot of buildings in Tokyo. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah had a complex and somewhat confusing plot involving aliens, time travel and World War II, but perhaps more importantly, it also features a few memorable attacks on Tokyo City, which sees Godzilla vaporize his buildings, and during his fight with Mecha King Ghidorah, entire city blocks were leveled down. Number 7. Final Wars Godzilla. On the number 7 spot we have Godzilla from Final Wars, and this version causes destruction in 2 cities, not one. Sydney and Tokyo. In Sydney he faced up against Zilla, which he easily defeated and in the process destroys the Opera House. And in Tokyo he faced up against Gigan and Monster X. The resulting fight with both these kaiju and Kaiser Ghidorah in the end transformed Tokyo into rubble. It is also notable that the G-Man before this went on a rampage, killing all the kaiju that stood on his way. Number 6. Godzilla 1995. In the movie Godzilla vs. Destroyer, both these kaiju laid waste to the city of Hong Kong, and Godzilla in his fire form was very destructive in his rampage and revenge on Destroyer. In the battle, Godzilla goes on to nuclear meltdown and would have destroyed the entire planet if that happened, and thankfully the JSDF is able to minimize the damage with the freezer weapons. While successful in preventing Earth's destruction, the JSDF is unable to prevent the massive nuclear fallout from rendering Tokyo uninhabitable. Number 5. The original Godzilla. Of course we have the first Godzilla, and he holds the number 5 spot on this list. This was the horror that the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki was made incarnate into this kaiju, and Godzilla was the embodiment of nuclear destruction and as such was nigh indestructible. As to why he is on the number 5 spot, well, it was one of the first time ever that an entire city was seen being destroyed in the movie screens, and yes, by a monster, and it was horrifying to the generation that witnessed it the first time. Number 4. Godzilla Singular Point. The newest entry of the incarnation of Godzilla, this version was similar to Shin Godzilla as he causes unbelievable destruction to the city of Tokyo, and also it was evolving very fast. This Godzilla initially emerges as an aquatic animal and evolves several times into the final Ultima stage. In this form he emits a red dust element that envelops the entire city as well as causing mayhem wherever he went. His atomic breath can slice through buildings like a knife through butter, but his death was the reason why he's on the 4th spot, because when he died, he exploded into blue crystals that impaled the entire city. Number 3. Shin Godzilla. On the 3rd spot we have another hyper-evolving Godzilla, and this was seen in the 2016 movie Shin Godzilla, in which Tokyo again bore the wrath of the G-Man. Godzilla initially came into the city as a wriggling, sickly form, but even then causes havoc in the streets. In the 3rd form he was taking down buildings, and finally in his 4th form, the amount of destruction he can cause was immense, as even with the thermal belt flame, he was able to burn down dozens of city blocks, and his beam attacks can slice through buildings kilometers away with ease. Number 2. MONSTERVERSE Godzilla. Well, Legendary's entry made it to the second spot as he was seen to wreak havoc in Hawaii, San Francisco, Boston, Hong Kong, the US Navy, and even boring a hole to the hollow earth. A feat that was not seen in any other Godzilla before it and after it as well. Although the destruction to cities were maybe not intentional, the attack on Pensacola, the Navy carrying Kong, and both in Boston and Tokyo, they nearly brought the cities to the ground. But the most impressive display was the atomic breath boring a hole thousands of kilometers deep. And number 1, of course, Godzilla Earth. And lastly, we have the Godzilla Earth, who not only survived hundreds of nuclear weapons fired on him but also laid waste to the entire planet in the course of time, transforming it into an alien planet, one that was unrecognizable. And in the near future, the Godzilla Earth emerges along with many kaiju, but in the end, Godzilla manages to kill off all these kaiju and cause the human civilization to go to the brink of extinction. And Earth was transformed into more or less an extension of himself. His atomic breath and tail swipe alone can put cities into rubble with one shot. And with this, we come to the end of the video of the top 10 most destructive Godzilla incarnations. Please leave a like button for support and subscribe to be a part of the MindQ family. Wait, do put in your thoughts down below as well, as we want to know what you think about this video. And smash that bell button for regular updates on new monster content right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.